The Frames Per Second podcast. What up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Frames Per Second podcast. My name is Kenneth Beans. Joining me is Mike and Spike.
Yo,
what up, though? What up? We are here to discuss the Pitt. And I definitely want to kind of tell a little bit of a backstory of how we actually got here. But before I do that, please subscribe to the Frames Per Second podcast. If you are not subscribed, if you happen to come across this review because you wanted to hear what people were saying about it, we appreciate it. If you're watching it on YouTube, subscribe to the YouTube channel and check out our Patreon account as well, patreon.com/FBS podcast. We have solo reviews on there at the director's tier, and then you get the video version of this thing. Well, you get the episode early. It's video and audio. You get everything early before it drops to the live feed, and of course, it is ad free as well. And then there are Patreon only reviews. But this week, or not this week, but we do have sort of a crossover. We did a bracket of 90s actors, and on This the Mike Salon for the With All Due Disrespect show, but I will be posting that on there because it's relevant. So definitely be on the lookout for that. No due date yet, but yeah, man, let's go ahead and get into this show. The Pitt. So this is actually interesting how we got here, because this wasn't a planned review when we kind of met, and Spike started watching it, then Mike started watching it, and then it seemed like everybody was watching it. Mm-hmm. And they would be talking about it in the group chat before or in between shoots, and it just made sense for us to review it because y'all already watching it, so it's not any additional work or anything like that, and y'all were talking about it, so I was like, well, shit, we might as well talk about it on here. And given the success and how popular this show has become, I think it was a good call. So I got to give you props for this one, Spike, because I had no intention of watching it.
I was just about to ask you your experience, because you got to binge all of them together, right?
I did. Yeah.
How was it?
It was an experience, and I enjoyed it because I went through the first 9 episodes quickly. Like I was like in. I do feel like, though, I wish I would have watched it week to week. Because I feel like the cliffhangers and stuff that they did would have added to the experience.
Every week I was like, damn, I wish there was another one that came out every week.
Yep.
For the record, just want to give him props. My boy Adam actually put me onto this. It wasn't Spike. I just happened, I think I mentioned it, and Spike said he was watching it.
Okay, cool.
My Don was like, oh yeah, man, you might like this show. It's like, how do you describe it? He said something like it was like it's like 24 or something.
He said something about the bear.
No, I did.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I forgot the description he gave me, but I was like, okay, all right, I like 24, but I didn't think I was gonna like this. But then Adam, he knows my taste, so when I clicked play, I was locked
from the moment.
I was locked. I was like, this is incredible.
Facts.
And I think I jumped on, it might have been at the 3rd episode. So I watched 1, 2, and 3 immediately. I didn't realize it was still going week to week. When I realized that, I was hot. I was like, fuck, now I gotta fucking wait until the next week. But yes, I was saying that it's like The Bear, but in a hospital.
Yep. That was the exact description that I had of like the pacing, the intensity,
the characters.
How it seemed so real. Like that shit was great.
Yeah, and Nay may be joining us late when she gets here, so because she's watching it too, and she wanted to be on this one. But scheduling conflicts, wasn't allowing her to join us at the beginning of this, but just FYI, if you hear a voice randomly pop up, that is what's going on with that. But yeah, man, I think the show definitely came out swinging, giving us like this unfiltered look at what goes on in this particular hospital, Pittsburgh Trauma Hospital, during a 15-hour shift. And it plays out hour by hour. The description of it being 24 is accurate. I think the description of it being the bear seems apropos as well. And a lot of moments where you just be like, what in the hell is going on? It follows Dr. Robbie Rabinovich, who is like the lead person. The what do they call him? He's the attendee. Is he?
Wait, he's the lead attendee, I guess.
The lead attendee.
Because an attending is just could be multiple, but I think he's like the head attending.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a lot going on every hour. So, and we're just thrown into this chaos damn near out the gate, and we get introduced to all these characters as they kind of go through and do their job one by one. But I think it opens with us really seeing Robbie just kind of getting prepared. And this is, if I remember correctly, his first day working on the anniversary of his Dr. Adams's death. And what do you guys think that kind of starting out with them showing us that here's this guy that's working on his death, working on the anniversary of his death, and it seemed like it's unresolved. Do you think that did a good job of kind of setting the tone for his leadership style that was to eventually come? Like, you knew he was struggling with some stuff. He's here working, and it don't seem like he processed that yet, because he normally takes this day off. So what did you guys think about how we were introduced to Robbie, and I guess just visually watching him processing his grief?
I didn't really care that much yet, because I didn't know how much this was going to impact the story. And I don't remember when they started showing the flashbacks. I can't remember if that was the first episode or the second episode. But once they started showing the flashbacks, that's when I was like, okay, there's something fucking weird going on here. But it didn't really jump out at me like that immediately.
I thought it was interesting. I thought, and which I'm glad they didn't. I thought they would lean on it more, but I think it was just like an interesting look at his character, and similar to what you said of what we're going to get from him throughout the series, because I just like that they didn't focus on it, but they presented it as to like, this is a layer.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the 4th anniversary of his mentor, Dr. Adamson, which comes back later on in the episode. So he has a bunch of new students, a bunch of new interns. We have Victoria Havita, the daughter of Eileen Shamsi.
Yeah, I think her name was I think it was Javita.
Javita? Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
All right. We have Whitaker.
That's my boy.
And
AKA the Grim Reaper.
Santos.
Damn. Now that motherfucker could. Oh, I hated her.
You ain't like Santos?
Oh, my God, B.
Nobody likes Santos. He sucks.
I thought she was a pretty cool character.
What?
I did, man. I thought like she was a bitch, but I think that she added an element to the show that needed to be there. Everybody couldn't be likable. I thought that she played that role well.
I fucking hated her, man.
Oh, my God.
And she told on the dude, like, all that was good.
It was good drama, but I fucking hated her, man. God, I hate her.
We also got Mel King, who's the socially awkward. Yeah.
She played it so good.
She did.
Langdon.
That's my boy, too.
I like Langdon. I fuck with Langdon. That's
why I hated fucking Santos.
Yeah, I fuck with Langdon. Gloria, who's an administrator. Evans, Dr. Evans, Dana Evans.
That's my girl.
Yep. Heather Collins. She's secretly pregnant. That's the black woman.
Oh, it's a black chick. Yeah.
I didn't like how she just disappeared.
I didn't either, but I had when I thought about it, I did like it because it's realistic. He did tell her to go home.
Yeah. And then Cassie McKay, who's a second-year resident.
Oh, the one with
the one with the ankle monitor. Yep.
Yeah, she was good too.
Yep. So, so a lot went down, man. It's 15 episodes, so there's a lot to kind of go through. But we talking about Santos, and the way they introduce her with the name calling, because Javita passed out in the beginning, I think, from the whole, and she called her Crash.
Javardi, by the way.
Javardi?
Yeah.
Okay.
She wasn't black.
Javita Javardi.
So yeah, I guess this overall first episode, like, what do you, if you guys can remember, like, it's 7 a.m. in the morning. What did you guys think about how they just introduce us to the world? Like in the first episode with some of the medical cases we got. Any thoughts on like this opening episode?
Automatically hooked. Just the pacing, again, like I said, the shooting of it, and the terminology. Like it sounded like you were in a fucking ER room for real. Like it's just like well, I'm sure they had some consultants and did a lot of research on it, but the way that they were making it feel so real, and it reminded me of The Bear instantly. The first episode, first 15 minutes, I was hooked.
Yep.
Oh, Nay's here. Hey. Yeah, we just started. We were talking about just the intro to everything. So we already ran down a list of all the characters. So we're just kind of talking about the first episode and just how they introduced us to everybody and some of the cases. So just real quick, you have Manu, who was pushed on a subway track but didn't speak English, so I had to figure that out. Oh, yeah,
that's the one that got her leg, skin.
Yeah,
I read it was called it was called a glove something, a degloving injury. It's where your skin gets ripped off your skin. Man, that shit was tight.
Yep. There's the triathlete who had shortness of breath, and then of course
the triathlete.
Yeah, I don't remember that one, but then there's Teresa and David. And David
was the alcoholic guy, right?
No, David was the one that had the list of girls that he wanted to hurt.
Oh, the mother who was who faked her sickness.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And his storyline ran the whole season.
Yeah,
that was good how they led all the way up to that.
Yes.
Oh,
yep.
Excellent. Triathlete. I'm trying to
it's so much that went on in this show that it's like I don't remember. It's like trying to keep up with all the patients that they dealt with throughout these episodes is difficult.
Yeah, it really is.
Because to one part of what you're saying, they never even really addressed the chick that was chained to the wheelchair the whole series.
Myra.
She got lost, and they never addressed.
No, she came back.
She came back last season, the last episode.
Okay, yeah, I guess she escaped, and they went and found her because she was in different clothes.
She was in different clothes. So we don't know what her deal is though, because they never talked about it. Because she was getting arrested.
Right.
She was brought in by the cops. So I don't know if it's a situation where it's like a mental illness, if she's a drug addict, an alcoholic, like the black dude.
Oh,
happy drunk.
Yeah, all the name calling she would call.
Hey, fruitcake.
He said, "Don't ask."
Yeah, he said, "Don't ask." And he was like, "Hey, I could appreciate you if you not call me that." He was like, "All right, cocksucker." He was like, "You know what?
I liked her."
You like the wheelchair lady?
I like Myra.
Funny, man. She added an element to the show.
Oh, Minu was so
she was Nepalese, right?
Minu was the one that didn't speak English,
right? Yeah.
Was she the same one that was degloved?
Yeah, I think so. Wait, hold on. No, I don't know.
Yeah,
I can't remember.
Who was pushed onto a subway track. Yeah, it was her. Yep.
Yeah, and I think Heather came in and used the map to figure out where she was from.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because that was a hate crime. They identified
still don't know who
did
it.
Yeah,
we still don't know who did it.
I mean, you wouldn't. The doctors wouldn't find out who did it.
But they just kept bringing it. They kept mentioning it throughout the show, which I'm fine with them not revealing who did it. It's just because I think that presents a realistic aspect of just life in general. One of the things I kept seeing over and over again is that a lot of people that work in these situations, in these trauma centers, in these hospitals, kept saying this shit is real as fuck.
Yes. I know a nurse, a friend of mine, she's a nurse, and she said this shit is damn near to the T.
Mm-hmm.
Shit. Yeah, I want to ask my mom, because she was an RN. So I want to ask her. I wish I could watch it with her and some of the doctors in the family just to get their perspective on it, because I've been seeing that commentary. So I would love to talk to some people I actually know. But yeah, it was crazy. One thing I like, you were mentioning something about the terminology. I love the fact that it was foreign, that they didn't even explain what the fuck that they were talking about. We're just talking in our own language, and that's it. And if you know, you know.
It made them seem so much smarter, like they was real doctors. She's my nurse friend did say that the most realistic part of it was like the assault that they do. Like she said that happens so often.
The assault,
I read
Like when she walked outside and got hit. She said that shit happens. She said you'd be shocked at how often.
I had to look it up.
Yep, I did too. It happens all the time.
I didn't know.
Wow.
I had no idea. I don't know how I would react if somebody like
fight
did something to my mom, bro.
We
Yeah,
fight.
you're right.
Coming up, though.
You're right. Yeah, I have to go find them.
Yeah.
But I also kind of get it. Because like my mom's been in and out of the ER, like probably at this point within the last 2 months, she's been in and out of there probably 6 times.
Yeah.
I wanted to put my hands on a lot of people in there. A lot of people in there. One of the guys, the actual doctor, my mom had to tell him to leave because I was about to fuck him up. Because he's
just rudeness, or
it's not necessarily their fault. It's just they, like Ken said, they talk in their own language, and then there's a fine line between doing that and then talking to you like you're stupid,
Condescending,
and a lot of them don't have that good bedside manner.
Got you.
You know, and then if you misunderstand something, they talk to you like you're a fucking idiot. So I get how this happens because I'm not a violent person. But I told my mom, I was like, if he had 2 more sentences, I was going to punch him in his fucking mouth.
Yeah.
I think you're dealing with your family and stuff. It's just different.
It is. It is. I was going to say in the ER, I can understand it's like really high tension, right? But yeah, there is a certain, it's the condescending nature, and then it's also just not listening to what your family member is saying, and not really like because you're condescending and you think you know it all, and you're a doctor, and you know, it's like you're not listening to the smaller details that they're trying to give you, which I don't think I noticed in this show though.
What are your overall thoughts on the show, and how did you end up watching it?
So I ended up watching it because Spike kept talking about it every time I would come up here. And so one day I sat down and I watched it. I think it was like, by this time it was like 8 weeks in. Okay. And I started watching it, and I literally was up till like 5 a.m. I couldn't stop because the way the speed and the pacing of the episodes, it's like outside of the fact that you get invested, it's like your adrenaline gets to rushing the same way these damn doctors are. So it's like I couldn't really stop. Even if I wanted to go to sleep, I couldn't go to sleep. So I was like, well, I just might as well finish it out. So yeah, I got hooked.
Yeah, that's how it was when I got to. I watched it after it was done. But yeah, I was surprised by how fast I went through all the episodes, and it was just incredible. I got to episode 9, I was like, and I had to stop because I think we're about to record something.
That's what I said when you said you hadn't started yet. I said, don't worry, you're gonna fly through those.
You
said last week that you hadn't started, and we got to review it.
Yeah, because some of the episodes get shorter, they're like right under an hour. You know, about 50 minutes, 45 minutes here and there, but. The 8 a.m. hour was the one that had the 4-year-old child who took gummies.
The who?
Oh yeah,
the
weed little kid that took the gummies.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about the other kid.
Nah. There's a couple of kids,
the kid that was this was the one they thought he ate Tide Pods at one point.
Yeah, and
it was the dad.
It was the
dad's
weed gummies.
Yep, had gummies.
They all over the place. That could so easily happen.
Yeah. No, it really. Yeah, you can see a kid going through their parents' stuff and like, oh, here's a gummy bear.
Yep.
You know, what did you guys think about the do not resuscitate story?
That was crazy. That was
Been
crazy. There. And it's like,
yeah,
I don't think I knew that they could legally ignore that. I thought if you had that in your papers that the hospital had to not resuscitate you. I didn't know the family could be like, oh, we're just not going to listen to that.
If they're power of attorney.
Yeah, I still thought
so if you're a power of attorney, you have the ability to make those calls. But I would assume that would be a lot of red tape to get through if the patient has signed a DNR.
Well, the patient did, right?
Right, that's what I'm saying. I would assume that there'd be a lot of red tape to be able to override that. But I can also see the loophole if like they signed it at one point and since then you've become the power of attorney or something. But I don't know. That was an interesting situation to me because I know when my father had his strokes, that was a conversation because he was like, no, DNR. And I was like, you sure? And me and my brother was like, but mama, are we sure? It's like, yeah, it's like trying to that whole conversation. And then I've had family members who was like there was a DNR, but other family members were like not in agreement. So that's a really touchy situation.
But like they were flat out saying like he's suffering.
Yeah.
And this is going to be a long, drawn out, painful death. I could not believe that. I think it was mainly the daughter.
The sister, yeah.
The son
that was just
finally,
like,
he was
yeah.
finally like, come on, man.
That was crazy.
Yeah,
That was me moving this shit.
Oh, I'm about to say, yo, nasty ass.
But she thought
I thought he just DNR'd that chair. Funky butt ass.
I was with you, Mike. I didn't think they could legally do it, so I was really surprised that he just basically went along with their wishes. We also had the unhoused man who had the coat full of rats.
That's what made me keep watching this show.
Really?
When that motherfucker pissed all over. No, when he peed all over Whitaker. I was like, yo, what?
What a day, Whitaker.
What a fucking day, bro.
I thought they were going to keep. I really thought that him having to change his uniform was going to keep playing out throughout the rest of the season. I thought they did a really good. Poor Whitaker. He got pissed on. He got bled on. That meant, my God.
Yeah, he was a murderer.
Yeah.
You don't want him treating you.
You see him walk in, you might as well just.
What they call him, the Kraken?
Yeah.
Yeah, you had the guy, he had a dog collar glued to his neck, which was crazy. Yes. You had a man that got into an accident not wearing a helmet on a scooter. But how did you go? Were you guys shocked when you found out that McKay had a fucking ankle monitor on?
Yes.
That shit was crazy.
I wasn't necessarily expecting that. And I did. So I've watched like the ERs and I've watched the Grey's Anatomies here and there. So I was like, oh, okay. So this is where the doctor drama gonna come in. So we're gonna figure it like, so at this point, I'm thinking that the show might take a slightly different turn and start really digging into the doctor's personal lives. But I was glad that it didn't because we still don't really know. We know that it came from her
assaulting the girl,
her ex's girlfriend, wife, or whatever. But we don't know why. So I really like the way they did it.
I thought they said that it was because the ex-husband's girlfriend was overstepping her bounds with the kid.
What does that mean, though?
But I'm saying, but that's my summary. I thought they specifically said what she did.
Well, she had a restraining order on her.
No, I know, but Nay was saying we don't know why she got the restraining order. And I thought they said.
I know they said that she's overstepped her bounds, but I mean, are we like, did she try and shoot the bitch? Did she beat her up? What does that mean?
I don't remember, but whatever they said, it made me be like, okay, that makes sense. I just don't remember what the details were.
I know that she walked in with a bonus mom shirt on.
Oh, that's enough to make me beat your ass.
And that's what she said.
You did that on purpose. She
said, you wear that shit again. Yeah, it's gonna be some problems.
What the fuck is wrong with you? I did too.
McKay?
She was great. Yeah. McKay was cool. Everybody was cool, but fucking Santos punk ass.
I wasn't mad at Santos.
I just don't understand how
I disliked Santos. However, I think that she's really a really good doctor, right? She's the best out of all of those first dayers. She was doing stuff that the other ones weren't even capable or willing to touch.
Yeah, but remember, she wasn't listening. She was doing shit that she shouldn't have been doing. So I think that makes her a worse doctor because she could have killed somebody. Because they were like, you can't do that. Don't do that.
Right, but every time she did it, it was the right thing to do.
Right. Like the dude told her you shouldn't have done that, but
good job.
Yeah, that guy said that. Yeah. But remember, Langdon, she did.
Because Langdon is a drug addict.
He's not a. He
is a drug addict.
No, he's not.
He was stealing drugs.
But he was doing his job right. Y'all are bigots.
No, he wasn't.
He was fine, but he was still doing his job and doing it well.
Langdon was that guy, bro.
Langdon was that fucking guy.
He was stealing and he was a drug addict.
He wasn't stealing.
Yes, he was. He stole the drugs from the happy drunk.
I thought Santos put them in there.
No.
God, no.
She didn't do that. But
that man is stealing drugs from the hospital straight out the patient's goddamn pockets. He is a junkie.
Yes. There was something that she tried to do, and Langdon had to stop her. I just don't remember again what it was. To her. He should have been. She was because there's a fucking procedure, a process that you have to follow. You can't just be a first-time person and just start doing shit without like knowing what the fuck you're doing.
She's extremely ambitious, and she is extremely ambitious. she's good. She has a good intuition. She just needs somebody to rein it in. And because Langston was in the situation that he was in, he was not that dude. The doctor, the one that she fucked up her foot, probably could have done a better job with getting her together. But I think because of his approach just wasn't right for her.
I disagree. I think he was fine at first, but it's when she kept not listening to him and then he snapped at her. And then she got mad because he snapped at her. And then she started like looking around and paying attention to what he was doing.
She noticed, yes, she did. She noticed before he snapped at her because somebody said something about the drug thing missing.
Right.
And it was a thought in her head.
That's what she messed up on.
It was a thought in her head.
She couldn't use the bottle because the bottle had been tampered with. And then he snapped on her. Mm-hmm. So the only reason why she fucked up is because he'd been trying to get the fucking drugs that she was trying to use on the patient.
That's not why she fucked up.
That's why she
fucked up because she was trying to do some shit that she shouldn't have been doing. I just can't remember what it was. But he stopped her because he was like, you can't do that. And I get it. You show up on your first day. I have been working here. You can't just start cutting everybody open. Remember? Oh, yeah, she was trying to slice somebody open. They were like, no, you don't need to do that. She was trying to cut somebody open. And it was more than just Langdon. I was like, you can't do that.
It was more than, again, she was reprimanded a couple of times.
Yeah,
I think it was.
She was an idiot.
I'm with Nay. She was an ambitious doctor. I think she was smart.
She's a snitch.
Oof.
She should have told on him he was a dick.
That nigga stealing drugs from this patient was like, I don't know where it's at.
That's her first day. Why you don't know anything about the dynamics?
I know
of this
what
play.
I see first day or not.
My back might hurt. Don't go get a prescription.
She didn't have any proof.
Mind your business.
Langdon was really good, and she running around telling. She didn't know if anybody else was in on it and knew about what was going on.
Like Robbie
and just
said, if something is going on, it's going to jeopardize my ER. I need to know.
Robbie was right in sending him home, but fuck Santos.
Yeah.
Okay. She picked on everybody there. She was a fucking asshole.
She was a fucking asshole, but I do think she had a decent character arc because by the end of it, even the person who she started out fucking with, she's now helping. So I think that throughout this shift, she probably had the most of a arc and the most of the change than any of the other characters.
Agreed.
I needed Javardi to punch her in the mouth just once.
Which one was Jabari?
Crash.
The little smart one.
The daughter of the other doctor.
Yeah.
I needed her crush on that guy.
Oh yeah, she's too busy worried about Mateo.
I needed her to steal on her. She was a good dude though.
Who said, is this happening in front of me?
He did. I like, what was his name? Calvin, the one who kept asking for the sandwiches. Oh, yeah. I liked him. This hospital was cool.
How many sandwiches he ate? He ate about what, 6 of them bitches?
What he said? Not egg salad.
And they all knew him too, and they were like, all right,
just get
cool.
him a sandwich.
It's whatever. Did you guys like how they dealt with like unhoused people throughout the episode?
I can imagine that's a common constant thing.
Absolutely. Yeah, you had him who would just come in there just to eat. You had the one that was a patient that came there with the 2 kids and eventually came back. And then Javardi came in and kind of said, oh, yeah, we got Kiara, who was the social worker there that can help you with your situation. And
we didn't see her after
violated because she was talking to McKay about her situation. And she felt that McKay went and disclosed her private information to the hospital. And then she got upset and just left. Mm-hmm. So I thought they did a good job of presenting like different forms of it. Yeah. You know, with the guy on the street, the other guy that was a drug addict who was coming for fits. So I think that
was interesting. That was really, really interesting.
Which one?
The one that came in and he was pretending to be in pain, but then they realized that he was just faking because he wanted a fix.
And they gave him the fake.
Oh. Yeah, they gave him the placebo or whatever it was.
Yeah,
that was really, really interesting.
Yeah.
And we did see the counselor. Remember, she was out in the lobby.
Yeah, no, what I'm saying is after she was in the lobby.
Remember, she was out in the lobby with
The Hispanic girl.
Yes, and they were trying to find people's loved ones.
Right after the shooting calmed down, we didn't see them anymore. But but now that I'm thinking about it, we wouldn't, because technically their shift was over.
Mm-hmm. They were winding down at that point.
What you guys think about Slow Mo? That's Samira Mohan.
I really liked her. I liked the fact that the one who he said you're taking too long.
She was the one that correctly identified the sickle cell.
That's what I was going to say. I liked that aspect, and again, to like listening to what the patients were saying, and then she was the one who had the guy who was withdrawing and was just looking for a fix, and she called that. So I thought it was cool how they have like one patient who would have been assumed to be a drug addict or something, and then this other like white guy who you would think is actually like in the way that she was able to identify that. But then, and also the fact that once the pressure actually was on, because she is actually a good doctor, that she was excelling in the trauma situation. So I really liked her too.
And she was on like a high at the end of all that. Like,
and I was hoping that they were, I'm kind of glad they didn't, because it's more realistic, but I was kind of hoping that they kind of explained what was happening to her in the bathroom. I assume it was just like a come down from that level of that was really I was like, she's crying in the bathroom, what's going on?
She was like, I can help like
that was crazy.
Like her adrenaline was pumping, and that's what they told her, is like, no,
you're gonna crash,
you need to go home, your adrenaline is really running right now, because we had to deal with this whole situation. We talked about Whitaker. So who said it was this boy?
That's my boy.
I love Whitaker too.
Man.
Why y'all like Whitaker?
Because it's kind of innocent, Huckleberry. Yeah, he was trying to do the best for everybody there.
Would you want Whitaker working on your case?
Yes, because we know it wasn't because he did anything wrong that they died.
Correct.
So yes, I would want Whitaker absolutely working with my mother.
Maybe not on that day.
Damn, eh?
Tomorrow he can work on her.
Like, but today, after he get a shower,
peed on. He got blood squirted on him. Like Carrie. Like it was a lot.
I really felt for him. It's like, because it's like I did not want him to have another patient to die. He was like, I can't. He like, can't have another one, guys.
Oh
like,
man, so upset when the black dude died.
Oh
my god.
Yeah,
because it happened so quickly. But no, I like Whitaker too. Whitaker and Mel were my favorite.
Mel King. Y'all think she's on the spectrum?
Yes.
No, she's just a good actor.
No, I ain't talking about it.
No, I'm talking about the show.
Oh man, I was like, wait a minute.
I was like, y'all are assholes.
No.
Right, this is a show, guys.
No, I think that it was said.
I think it was insinuated. I think it was insinuated in the fact that she has like her sister is clearly on the spectrum. So I was a little confused as well. Because I didn't know if it was just a situation where she's like really empathetic and understanding, or if she too is on the spectrum. I still don't. She didn't say it explicitly.
She did. No, she didn't. They just kept hitting it to her.
She's high functioning. Yeah, clearly. I think she's just like one of those kind of people that are just so smart they seem weird.
Mm-hmm. That's what I was wondering.
Probably on the spectrum.
Yeah. But no, she was so.
I loved her so much.
Innocent,
so good.
Yeah,
I just wanted to hug her the whole episode.
Yeah, and a lot like got to her. Like it was very overwhelming, and she had to go out and just take breaks. I think people had to tell her to take a break. Like even the one time when she went outside, I didn't know Megan Thee Stallion lyrics could be empowering the way she did.
Is that what she was listening to?
Yeah, she was reciting Megan's lyrics. Yeah, Savage.
That's weird.
So no, it's not.
So that is weird.
I thought it was so weird, right?
No, not that it's empowering. It's weird that it's her.
Will be that bitch. Yes.
I wouldn't expect that from her.
No, I really like. I thought that they did a really good job of showing how everybody in some sort of way was impacted by what was going on. She was just she was much more authentic and honest about it, and like saying, "Oh, look, I have a heart. It can get too much," and she fidgets, and that's her way of dealing with it.
Yep.
So I think the difference between Mel and everybody else is that Mel's very aware of how this is impacting her and how she needs to cope with it. Everybody else is just kind of dealing, and then until they're not.
I did fuck with Dana Evans. That was the one that got punched.
I did.
I love that character.
Yeah.
And man, the way they just like her dealing with that, and seemed like it wasn't the first time.
I'm sure it wasn't.
And that she was like, "I'm out. Like I'm done." Y'all think she's coming back?
No, she packed up.
She'll be back second season.
You think so?
I don't think so.
They may have to get her. I think they might have to get her. I think Robbie might have to go get her.
Yeah, I think I think who said she was good?
She was too good, and the fact that Robbie said, or Dr. Robbie said, "See you tomorrow," and she paused
and she kept walking,
and then she walked. She'll be back.
I think she'll be back too, and I think they need her.
They absolutely need her. Everyone said that.
Yeah.
But so her character was the one I empathized with the most because that my cousin is the charge nurse, and she was a charge nurse during COVID. So that's like her story was the one that I could most immediately relate to hearing stuff from my cousin about. So yeah, those charge nurses, they basically are like manning the entire hospital.
Yeah.
So yeah, but
you just mentioned. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. I'm done.
Bad. You just mentioned COVID. Am I the only dumb fuck that didn't know that was COVID?
That the mentor died.
Till my boy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I am. So that's cool. Yeah, I did not know it was COVID until my boy told me this past weekend. He was like, "Yeah, it's COVID." I was like, man, what is happening? What's going on? Why is everybody in these suits? I can't wait to figure out what the flashback is. He was like, "It's COVID, dummy." And I was like, "Oh, you didn't get it either?"
No,
okay, I feel better. I feel better.
You didn't realize that's what they were doing?
No, I didn't.
What did y'all think was happening?
I had no idea.
I thought it was the Ebola outbreak.
I thought it was like a terrorist attack. I was telling my boy, I was like, "Oh, I assumed it was like." What do they call it? Like germ warfare or some shit?
Just COVID.
Or chemical warfare. I thought it was like a terrorist attack. And he was like, "No, I'm pretty sure it's COVID." Yeah. I was like, "Oh, that makes sense." He
made the decision to take his mentor off a ventilator to give it to another girl who also died. So yeah.
That makes it so much better.
Oh man, when we'll get to Robbie. Robbie. Yeah, but yeah, who were we talking about? Dana. But yeah, I did like her. I think she was definitely kind of kept people together. She was almost like the center of everything that was going on. And she was definitely so needed. The one that got me though was Heather Collins.
Dr. Collins.
Man, that's the black woman.
Yes, it was. I wanted her back. Oh. I was so mad that she was not there.
I'm sick of you, Spike.
I said
with nothing. Just go ahead.
With the fro. She did have with the TWA. I really wanted her there them last teeny weeny afro.
Oh, y'all are evil today, man.
That's not evil. That's what it is.
It's a fro, Mike. I know it's a fro, but it was the way you said it and you know it. That's why you laughed. And you calling it a TWA.
I liked her though. I didn't know that. That's what that was though. I didn't know what TWA was. I was like tits with ass. Like I don't know. I was trying to figure it out. I was trying to figure it out. I'm trying to reimagine.
They like, see, this is why I don't come here this often.
I wish it was that. Tits with ass. Look at that TWA, boy. Wouldn't mind flying on that one, girl. God damn.
It needs some resuscitation.
God damn.
I liked her a lot as well.
I liked her too.
Not into Jesus Christ. Yes, I also liked Dr. Collins.
She was great.
Yes, she was one of my favorite characters as well. I really wish that she would have actually came back when they had the shooting, but I absolutely understood why she did it in real and like if this was a real situation. But why did you like Dr. Collins?
Hold on, we test Jayla because we need some AC.
Yeah. Do you think that
Jayla, can you turn the air on? It got hot up here. I'll get to it, but go ahead. Oh, wait. Her story. Because she did an IVF. I was wondering, and it took a minute for them to reveal it. And it felt like a good misdirection too. That her and Robbie were together. But the lady kept calling her fruitcake. I was like, well, nah, maybe Robbie's gay. That's what I thought. He kept calling her fruitcake. And then cocksucker. So I thought she was just being offensive.
She was, but you know, rooted in truth.
No,
yeah, I didn't. But it threw me off, you know. And I thought he was just okay with it because he knew the patient, and he just was like, all right, it's whatever, you know. But the way he was acting towards her when the cop hit on her, and I love that exchange, how she just shut that shit down.
Don't even try it.
Yeah, that was dope.
That was dope.
But when she lost the baby,
that was crazy.
Man, bro, like, and you, like, when she got pushed, I thought about, I was like, nah, they ain't gonna go there. And they did.
Yeah, so was that when they were...
It was the mom and the sister were arguing about the mom's child getting the abortion.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which was also really good.
Yeah, that was 10 weeks versus 11. It was 10.
Yes.
He was trying to get them to just lie, to just get it done.
And the fact that he did it.
I mean, yeah, that was the right choice.
It wasn't ethical.
It was ethical. It was
for him to change.
It wasn't legal.
Yes.
Oh,
that's
okay.
exactly right. It was definitely ethical. It was just not legal.
Okay, got you. Okay, yeah, that was it. You guys right. Not that you weren't. But yeah, man, I felt her pain, and that's when Dana, they kind of bonded on that.
That was a good scene.
Yeah,
that was a good scene. She was like their version of Tina
from
The Bear.
From who?
That's a good comparison. The Bear.
But I got
Tina's my favorite character.
Yeah.
Dana was their version of Tina. So anytime really Dana showed up, I was like, I love her already.
But I got to tell y'all that scene where Robbie and her were talking in the ambulance, and I guess the question is, was that his child she was talking about?
I don't think so.
Yeah, she said she got like her eggs like artificially inseminated. She said that.
She did, but I started thinking, I was playing with the idea.
Well, she was like, I've been pregnant before.
Yeah. But that was Robbie's baby that she was talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was asking.
Oh, I thought you meant the current one.
Not the current one. I knew that was IVF when she was talking about.
Oh, was Robbie's baby.
Yeah, that's what I was asking.
Absolutely. Because she was saying to him, do you think he would hate me? And Robbie was like, no, I don't think he'll hate you. He was welling up. That was his child.
Did you see the look on his face?
He is one of the best. I don't even know who he is. But he's incredible. He did. He did. I've never seen him before.
He was in ER as a kid, but he's done little. I don't remember him being in anything major. I always remember him from Enough with Jennifer Lopez, but I had no idea he was this good of an actor.
He's incredible.
He was good.
When he realized that she was talking about him,
yes,
and the change on his face
was incredible.
I was like, I
think it was his.
Oh, it was.
I didn't think that,
because you could tell when she's asking him those questions about will he hate me.
I gotta go back and watch.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was his child.
He
specifically says he's about to cry. He's like, yeah, no, he wouldn't hate you. He would understand. Yeah. That scene was incredible.
Yeah, it really was. It really was. That's when it was like, go home, turn your phone off, and she did. That's why they couldn't call her, which felt very realistic.
I'm like, you chose now to tell me this shit, though. God damn.
Yeah.
This writing is crazy.
Do you think that he thought maybe something had happened to her since the shooting? Well, he just thought she went home.
Yeah,
I thought he was concerned.
I think he literally said that he was like calling. He was like, "Oh, she's not going to answer." I told her to turn the phone off.
Yep.
So I think he was aware of that.
Yep.
Yeah. Mike, what did you think about the kid acting on here? Remember kid? Remember the one girl, 6-year-old girl died saving her younger sister.
Oh, that was tough.
And she gave her the bear.
That was tough.
Bear or something like that.
I usually don't like little kids.
I feel like all the kids.
That was tough.
I think they all did good.
They all did good except Robbie's
Jake.
little stepson.
Yeah,
the
light skinned dude.
The little fake Drake.
Yeah,
he was
Jaking, bruh.
He was pretty bad, dude. I felt bad saying it, but he wasn't great.
But do y'all feel like he overreacted?
Yes. No, he's a child. And even as an adult, he's still a kid.
He's still a child. I'm like, you gotta know better. He was like 19, 20.
Yeah, but you gotta think Dr.
16.
Robbie is like the best doctor there. So in his childlike mind, he's like, Robbie must not have tried that hard if he couldn't save my girlfriend. You would, I mean, as an adult, if that was your mom, you would be like, man, fuck this doctor. I thought that scene was really, really well done. Now, he held on to it a little long. That whole like, fuck you, you're not my dad shit. I'm like, bitch, I'll shoot you again. Keep talking to me like that. I'm Dr. fucking Robbie. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, the whole not your dad thing is like, bro, like, he is one of, this guy did everything. Like, this guy was on the fucking floor. Let's talk about Robbie. Like,
man.
And it goes back to where we kind of open with him working on the day that his mentor died, the 4-year anniversary. And I think they said this was the first time he's done
that day. Yeah.
Yeah. And he's dealing with loss after loss. There's the kid that took fentanyl fentanyl and died. He had to deal
Oh
with it.
man, that one got to me.
Oh
the
yeah,
one that where the parents were like that he didn't do drugs.
Yes,
and then they did the walk.
They did the march out.
Oh.
Oh, that was a lot.
I lost it.
That was a lot. God damn, that shit was good.
yeah.
And it was like he wasn't that type of kid. And then the other
because we
girl,
always think that about our kids.
And then there was another kid that
he
snapped on the
She
girl.
was like, no, he's not.
That was so good.
Yeah.
That whole.
I called my daughter because this is a brief first year of college. I was like, look, don't take no notos, don't take no nothing. Like there's too much shit out here.
It was so innocent in how it happened.
Yeah, so
and that was the thing about some of these cases. They just seem so random but realistic. And that was definitely one. And when she was like, they did the walk, and he was like, we would like to come to the funeral. And the dad's face. Oh my God. Oh, and the mom's cry when, jeez.
Yeah, she's good. Crazy. She was in that Midnight Mass. She was the evil bitch from Midnight Mass. The boy's mom.
I don't even remember the mom now.
Yeah, it was a lot of actors in this that were in that I'd recognized from other things. So and she did really good in that. So she did. They did really good. What was the situation with that? It took them a minute to take him off the what was it? It took him a minute to do something.
When Robbie didn't want to tell the kids' parents that he had passed.
And they kept making him do tests. And it was like he was brain dead.
And then when it finally happened, she just belted out that cry.
That actually made sense that he was just like, just do it. Yeah, he's dead.
Yeah,
just do it because
just give them
they need a little
bit more time.
Was so good.
Yeah, so
and it's probably also so they can say like we tried
everything we could. Yeah,
and that was him trying to walk them through what was going to be a very painful steps of grief, and he knew that. I admire him for even trying to do that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Robbie was that guy because you would imagine as being the guy that's running that, he's seen it all.
He had an amazing bedside manner. Mm-hmm. He did. Like, it was amazing.
Like even the one when she was talking, they tried to get the organs.
Man. Yeah.
It was a lot. It was a lot in 15 episodes, but he was definitely like. We saw like his experience on display in so many different ways, where there's the medical part of it that's in the books, and there's just
the humanity of it.
Yeah. But
I like how they even dropped in like subtle social issues without making it corny, like the woman that was being sex trafficked.
Oh, and
and she had her pimp following her around. I loved that whole scene. Good. And then how they had the trans woman that was there, and how was it Javardi that was like, oh, just so you know, you were in the system as male,
she changed the pronouns.
And it was like, that's real, because it's like the smallest, tiniest little thing made that woman's day. You know what I mean? So I like how they did stuff like that, and they didn't make it some big production. Yeah. It was like, this is just what happens.
Yep,
every day.
Remind me. So what happened? Because I think I may have missed when she first came in. Was there something that tipped him off, or was it just something that she just noticed in the system?
Sex trafficker?
No. The transgender woman.
What do you mean? Was there something
like which? Because like I missed when she was first brought in. And went in for treatment, and I just remember her saying, "Oh, you've been misgendered. Let me correct it."
Yeah.
Was there a misgendering that went on?
No,
that's probably all it was, because they didn't mention that she was trans until that point.
Okay,
so the fact that she said I changed her pronouns to she. That's what indicates to us that this is a trans woman.
Loved it. I just wanted to make sure that they weren't like spelling it out in the beginning. I just kind of missed it. Somebody was like being an asshole or being rude about it. As I don't
think so.
Okay,
not that I can remember. I don't think anybody said anything about it. I think we know that there was a trans woman. But I don't think that anybody in the hospital said anything.
I didn't catch it at first.
Oh, I did, but not that it's a big deal. Yeah. But yeah, I think just that scene was just like, damn, that was so well done. Like, I feel like Marvel would have like drawn that out for like an hour and a half and like made it a big thing. Like, she came in with a trans flag tattoo down the front of her arm or something. But I like how they did that one little small thing, and that was enough to be like, yep.
100%. 100% agree with you on that. That was beautiful and very, very well done. Yeah, I agree, but
I did want that sex trafficking story to come back around though, because I was like, God damn it.
Because she
that was so interesting.
But you think about
she
how
took
many...
the pen.
Yeah.
I thought
the pen. Yeah.
She took the pen, but then left the card. And then she was like, that's all we can do is just hope she calls the number.
It was so good how she like played it to the nurse and like how she was like, that was so good.
And the pregnant pimp.
Yeah.
Was fucking incredible.
Yeah.
Like I felt the tension there when she was falling. Like, no, I need to go back there with
everywhere
her.
she at, I need to be there.
Pregnant pimp.
Yeah, the lady that was with her.
You didn't realize that was a pimp?
She was sex trafficking her.
Oh, she was pregnant? I think I missed that. Okay.
You thought she was just chubby?
I don't think I was paying that much attention.
Damn, Ken.
But yeah, but no, that was good. I think the calling McKay out for fat phobia. You don't remember that? Remember the lady came back and she was misdiagnosed for something, and she was called out for it. And she was like, just because she's, I think, overweight doesn't mean that she's unhealthy or something like that.
I do remember this, but I don't remember the details.
I don't remember the details of it either. I do remember that conversation about her being unhealthy, but I didn't even realize that it was like fat phobia on McKay's part. It was so much going on in these
or just
episodes.
The bias towards her.
Yeah. She came in and she had diagnosed her as something and then sent her home. And then she came back the very next day and she was in worse condition. And they made it seem like McKay made that judgment call based on how she looked.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I mean, yeah, sure, that's fat phobia. But I mean, at the same time, she's a doctor. It kind of makes sense that you would say, well, it might be this because of this. But I don't know.
Yeah.
So
the autistic guy.
That Dr. King went in and turned the lights out and was like, look, I get it. It's a lot going on.
Yep.
I love
that
Dr.
was
King.
So good.
Yeah,
I love her. And then what was it, Langston, who came in and turned the light back on?
Turned the light off.
She was like,
just oblivious of
he
everything.
Didn't know.
He didn't know.
So hard on my
you are a doctor.
He didn't know that. None of us know that's what autism.
We
does.
not doctors,
but that's not a medical thing. That's like more of a mental thing.
No, but it showed
he's a medical doctor. He doesn't know everything about autism.
But it showed he wasn't paying attention though. Like all she did was pay attention to him.
Because she has an autistic sister. No, I think y'all are assuming that because he's a medical doctor, he knows every single thing about mental illness. That's not the case.
Pointing him out as an asshole. He's an asshole.
Well,
I don't think
that wasn't an asshole.
That wasn't an asshole move.
No, it wasn't.
He didn't take time to even consider it.
Why would a medical doctor take the time to say, "Oh, I wonder if this person doesn't like lights on"?
Knows that autistic people get extremely sensitive, like. To
light? I didn't know that until this episode.
It wasn't just the light, though.
I know there are triggers, but
it built up to the light. Because remember how he was talking to him and how like he was just dismissive of dude.
Spike.
And she noticed it, and she noticed something maybe
she
wrong
noticed because she has a sister.
No, she noticed because of how he was responding.
No, she's lived her life with a sister that has autism, so I think she's more versed in that.
Yes, that may be it, but she also noticed how he was being treated by Langston too.
Langston treats everybody like that.
So
Exactly.
he's an asshole.
I don't know if I'm.
I mean, he is an asshole.
He is, I'm not going to blame him for this.
No, I'm definitely not going to blame him for this one.
And while I understand he may not have necessarily initially identified the triggers being due to autism, once Dr. King went in there, that needs to be a certain level of trust that she's doing what needs to be done for this patient. And he kind of came in and overrode what she was doing, which set the patient back a little bit.
He flipped the light on. He didn't know that she turned the light off because of any kind of autistic trigger. He just came in there, immediately saw the light was off, and was like, "Oh," and then she had to explain. I don't think that's his fault.
I do.
He even gave her props for how
he didn't know. He was like, "Oh, okay," and that was it.
It was an indication of assholeness to come.
Yes.
Oh,
it was a prerequisite to the asshole.
The way he checked that woman with the mask, y'all remember how he did that?
Yeah. Like was he an asshole then?
Yes.
But it was justifiable, wasn't it?
It was.
Okay.
He's still an asshole. I can't believe y'all take it up for him.
I can't believe you're so hard on him.
He's worse than Santos.
He is a
He's
drug
not worse
addict.
than Santos.
He is a drug addict working on patients.
Worse than Santos?
Yes, he's worse than Santos.
No.
He's not worse than Santos.
Did you hear the way he talked to Robbie when in that last episode?
Yes.
He is an asshole beyond asshole.
Did you hear how Santos talked to Javardi and Huckleberry and everybody else? She's a piece of shit.
Sure, but she's not a piece of shit working on people's lives under the influence.
She was working on people's lives, trying to cut them up when she didn't need to.
One time.
But she wasn't under the influence.
Robbie wasn't under. Langston wasn't
also,
under the influence when he was working.
Yes, he was. That's why he kept talking. That's why he kept talking about
You could tell he was high
about seals and dogs and shit.
You could tell he was high. No, he wasn't high. Remember, I think he was being honest when he said, "I'm not taking these drugs to get high. I'm controlling the withdrawal," because he wanted to keep working. I think he was being honest, and Robbie believed him. That's why Robbie let him stay.
But yes, he was trying to keep up, but that he's still under the influence. Like he was hyped. He was
tell how he was
hyped
acting.
as hell.
I didn't see no hyped.
That's what his conversations would come out of the OR with the when he was talking about the family and all this stuff. It was really like elevated.
I thought that was just him.
I thought it was
is.
him
That's
too.
not high because he was high.
That is.
I don't think he was high, y'all.
Oh God,
y'all are bigots.
Y'all shooting him big.
Y'all are bigots.
Bigot again.
No, he's a drug addict. So damn, y'all.
I don't want him cutting me open.
He can cut me open, bro.
He's an asshole drug addict.
And Santos is just an asshole.
She saved the dude's life doing something.
She saved one guy. Langdon saved 35. High. No. What does that say?
Yeah, Langdon was
Langdon's that dude.
Langdon was a beast.
He a damn good doctor.
He was a beast doing that shooting, bro.
Yeah,
when all them people came in.
That was the cocaine.
Stop. How y'all say I'm a bigot? This ain't some bigoted shit.
Langston was like, "You need me here."
And he was right.
I keep calling him like Langdon was like, "You need me here." He was killing that shit.
I
bro.
loved him, man.
That was a great episode. That shooting episode.
I never thought about what happens at a hospital during the shooting. Ever.
I didn't think that was going to happen. I thought they were going to bring in like maybe one or two. I didn't think it was going to be 2 whole episodes.
That was like, how many people did this nigga shoot? How long did it take?
Did y'all hide? What? Like, God damn.
I was like, is that an open field or something?
Jesus Christ. I guess it was like that one shooting that
was
in Vegas.
When he was shooting from the window. That was a really good episode of TV. It reminded me of that Paradise episode where the day that they left.
Yeah,
but it was so, and how they switched from like the ER to the blue
trauma,
the red,
to a trauma
the green.
center. It was like war. It was like a war field.
That's what they said.
Mm-hmm.
They said.
And Abbott obviously has experience in military, like the other doctor with the
guy with the he was good too.
So he was really good. You know what? See, he's missing his leg. The guy with the metal leg. Y'all knew what I was talking about. I couldn't get it out. Leave me alone. The fact that it wasn't just one episode, that it drug on to another. Was it 3 episodes? Yeah, before we stopped getting patients in. My God.
And showing the type of, I'm sorry, what are you about to say?
I was just about to say, when he sent them out to the parking lot, the dude that was going to be receiving them in, I like how Robbie was checking him, like, bro, you joking and shit. This is like he was asking those series of questions to make sure
he was good too.
But then he showed his ass. He's like, I'm joking because I'm good.
Yep.
That was so good, man.
The different types of bullet wounds that they had. That was what was so interesting to me. Like when they brought bro in that had
his face,
that got shot in his face, and then the whole, I hated the fact that they had me being like, man, I hope this pig makes it. But they had all of those cops in the back room that were just like standing by, hoping that he make. I was like, oh man, this is good. This is how people get that thin blue line shit. I get it. I get it.
Yeah, then them even trying to arrest that actually helped McKay. Them trying to arrest McKay after she did all that work.
Can we talk about the situation with the little boy and McKay? Like, do y'all feel like she should have called the cops?
Oh, on David?
Yes, she absolutely should have called the cops. Robbie was wrong in that one.
I didn't disagree with that at all.
Yeah.
Robbie was wrong in that
because you never know. Just his little weird ass was like, man, like I don't know.
Jesus Christ, man! Just because he's weird, he must have killed somebody.
No, he made the list.
He did make.
Did you think he did it?
Huh? No.
Yeah,
you said, did I think?
Yeah, that he shot.
I wasn't sure.
I was 50-50.
Yeah,
I was like, it was too obvious, but they
no, he didn't do it. But like when it happened,
I never thought he did it.
Okay,
I did,
and I honestly don't know if I agree with McKay because y'all don't even know what this list was.
It was a kill list. It was a list of women that his mom said he had a problem with at school. So they interpreted that as a kill list. And
why did they interpret that as a kill list?
Because he was angry.
That doesn't mean that you're making a list of people to kill.
But why
in my personal journal?
Why else would you have a list?
Maybe he's praying for them. I don't know.
But you know what? When you want somebody to be more safe than sorry.
Yes.
I mean, he was white. The cops weren't going to kill him.
I was really torn with that because I don't feel like the mom had enough real information. Like the boy's not talking to you about it. You really don't know what the intention is. And I get it, better safe than sorry. But it ended up being nothing.
Yeah, but it could have been something. There's a lot of other movies where
and you like arrested my son and threw him on the ground and got him in the hospital, and he's not leaving the hospital for 3 days because he jotted some names in his journal.
Yes. But think about the extreme she went to even tell them. Like, she made herself sick to go to the ER. That's how uncertain she was that he wouldn't do anything. Right. Like, I'm literally going to make myself sick. Not even faking it. She took something, right?
Yeah.
And then went and told the doctor because she didn't want to call the police.
Yeah. I get that.
I mean, she her past experiences had a lot to do with that, because it seemed like she had violence enacted upon her.
Who, McKay?
McKay, yeah. Yeah,
I may have missed that.
Yeah,
that is the way. It's her level of passion about it insinuated. The same way with the girl who they thought the daddy was messing with her. Santos, like, her level of passion about it insinuated that she'd been through something. Yeah,
that's true.
Yep, but he was messing with her, right?
I don't think it was ever concretely said.
I thought it was.
Oh wait, are y'all talking about the
dad that was intubated, but they thought that he was fucking with the little girl?
I don't think he got that far.
Yeah.
But I think they said he was just doing some weird shit.
Santos threatened him, and his reaction is what makes us think that he actually was doing it. But they never explicitly said that he did or he didn't.
Yeah, it was saying he was just going in the bathroom when she was in there.
It hadn't got to that point yet, but he was grooming her to be okay with certain stuff.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
Was that the right call?
To threaten him? No, not really. Because you don't know if that threat's going to work. You need to put that shit officially written down somewhere.
But there was nothing that they can do.
She could have. I don't. I mean, I got it. I got that.
It shows how powerless sometimes you can physically and sometimes mentally heal people. But you're also so powerless.
What was she putting in his coffee?
I forgot what it was.
It was progesterone or something.
Man.
Something like that.
She was putting estrogen in his coffee to dumb his libido down.
Hard.
Yeah. That's
all you do when you think this man is fucking with your daughter, and all you do is put some estrogen tablets in his coffee. Bitch, you lucky it ain't cyanide.
Yeah, that shit crazy. Like,
jeez.
What? Oh, I thought you were.
And she still gonna go to jail for it. Fuck that.
Yeah, that's the way it goes.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I think that probably is very realistic too. That parents would do something like that because they don't know what else to do. You know? I get it.
I get it. Empathy, yes.
It's not really empathy. It's just I don't know what there's a confusion there. Like, this is the man you love, but you think he might be doing X, Y, and Z. You don't have any proof.
Yeah,
but you feel it. So let me go ahead and make some adjustments to your dick.
Progesterone is what I think that's what you said. Yeah,
I don't know. I liked that story. I thought it was very interesting.
Too. I thought it was really interesting as well. And just putting myself in the mom's position. My God.
Yeah. Speaking of realistic, one scene that I never needed to see. I never needed to see.
The cockroach?
No.
Come on now.
You know what
I
I'm talking about.
You know. I was saving that.
I turned away.
You did?
I swear to God, I did. I had to close my eyes. I was like,
neither one of y'all got kids,
yes,
right?
I don't want to see. I don't have
kids.
No.
Nothing.
That was the realest. That's the realest birthing scene I've never seen.
That's what everybody kept saying. It was like that's sad. I was like, oh.
Even with. It's just a pussy and a baby.
That wasn't just a pussy and a baby. It was them together, right? If the pussy was here and the baby was here, I'd be fine. It was adding them together.
It was coming out. Like,
you know what I'm saying?
Oh, I was
Jesus
like,
Christ. I like asparagus and I like cereal. You put them together, it's a problem. I don't want to see this. Jesus Christ. But I'd already seen it before. I was telling them they used to have those videos when we were in high school.
But
was it you or Rod that had never seen it?
I had never seen it.
Because it was you that had never seen the video. So the second they showed that little top of that baby's head, I was like, oh, I know what's coming. I don't want to see this, but I know what's coming.
It's too real to not show it.
Yeah,
the show has always been too real up to that point.
Jesus.
But it did catch me off guard.
And poor Dr. Collins, like the entire time, that's who my heart was like hurting for her.
Poor me. I'm sorry.
And she did so good considering the situation.
Oh my God.
But you could see the emotion on her face.
Yeah,
so
she had to leave after that. She was like,
God, it was an amazing scene.
Yeah, some of the episodes towards the end, I just had to like keep it together.
Yeah.
Keep it together, bro.
There was a lot on here that was like, oh, God damn.
Yeah.
That was the worst.
the baseball with the eyeball.
Oh my God.
Oh, they had to cut it. Bruh. That was a lot
I think
too.
the baby episode, the eyeball episode, and the stroke episode was all like with the chick who had the stroke and they were trying to figure out what was going on. All of that was in the same episode, and all of that messed with me because my mother has been having issues with her eye for the last 2 years. My dad and the stroke and the baby and the miss. It was just too much. I think I cried.
Yeah, her whole tongue was out, bro.
Like, why don't I remember this one? I don't remember.
It wasn't a super big case.
Okay.
It was like one of them things because I think this happened. Yeah, you had the childbirth, so that was like taking but it was one of those things they were trying to figure out what was going on.
Yeah,
with her.
Yeah, she had a stroke,
and then she had an allergic reaction to
whatever.
Yeah, and because I think this was the one Javardi helped solve because Shamsi came in, or was that the TikTok influencer?
Because the TikTok influencer was the one that
was slow. That was slow mo.
Yeah.
Okay.
Racist.
What?
Ken.
Oh, because they
don't look alike at all.
Both of them,
but they're both brown.
Both brown. Oh. I like the how she came into her own too. Javardi.
Yes,
I did with both of them. Yeah, but Javardi especially when she finally stood up to her mom and stuff. That was real good.
Read the room, Mom.
That was unnecessary. You can't talk to me like that.
I mean, her mom was kind of.
Oh yeah. You can't talk to me like that, especially in front of other doctors. No, that's not professional. And I don't even know if I would want somebody talking like that to their parent while I'm getting operated on.
Her mom wasn't being professional either, though.
I don't think her mom was being unprofessional to the point of justifying yelling at her like that in front of other doctors. Your mom works here. You just got here.
That's interesting.
If you want to go off on your mom, take her outside and go off on her. But you don't do that especially in front of patients. And I get it. She's young and she reacted emotionally.
She's trying to prove herself.
Yeah, and I get it. I loved her in general.
What do you guys think about the 4 things, kind of going back to the DNR when they finally made the decision, when Robbie told him to say, I love you, thank you, I forgive you, and please forgive me. That's when we learned that the daughter didn't have a relationship with the dad early on, and that's why she didn't want to let go. All right, go ahead, Mike. I see you over there squirming.
It was just a little too Christian for me. I was like, I don't need this. I don't need this. Go cut somebody else open. I love you. I forgive you. I hope you forgive me. All right, bro. Come on.
He sold it well, though.
He sold everything well.
Like, he was fucking.
He could have been in there doing the multiplication tables. I'd be like, all right, cool. But yeah, it was a little bit corny to me.
I loved it.
I liked it.
I'm sure y'all did.
Yeah, I liked it.
The Gossip Queens.
Oh, the 2 verses. Oh, I love them. I love them. Princess.
Yeah.
Name Princess, and I forgot the other girl's name.
I can't remember either.
Did somebody else speak?
Santos.
Yeah,
she finally let them know that I know.
Yeah.
And she was like,
I told you she was Latina. Her name is fucking Santos.
Right.
Yeah.
They were Filipino.
Yeah, they were speaking whatever they said.
I thought she said, I told her she was Latina.
Filipina.
She said Filipina.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
Yeah. Do we need to talk about the guy that was rude the whole episode until he got to the punt and punched old girl?
Not really.
Okay.
Asshole.
All right.
Asshole.
All right.
Yeah, that guy was very realistic. That guy is at every ER.
Yeah.
Every ER you go to, that guy is there.
Any thoughts on the anti-vax mom with the measles story?
And was that the same one that had the spinal tap?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that was so frustrating.
Oh my, yeah.
He bugged out. I was like, yep, I feel you, Dr. Robbie.
Because it's like after everything we done been through today,
oh my God,
you gonna give me some mess about some measles? You don't get out of here.
The fact that because y'all didn't vaccinate your fucking kid, your other kid's about to die. Yep. Are you serious? And you're still like, no, we're not wondering. We're not doing. We're gonna move my kid to another hospital. I would have called the police.
Did she say Google said?
Yes.
Google some
yes.
Get out of my face.
That's what Robin was like. Fucking Dr.
Christ.
Google. What the heck?
I can imagine how frustrating that is because my sister is like that. And anytime my mom is in the hospital, my sister is with Dr. Google right by her side, being like, "Oh, what about turmeric? What about garlic pills?" It's like, no, dude. That's not going to fix cancer. Can you chill out, please? Yeah. What about some sea moss? If you don't get off this fucking phone,
that's funny.
So yeah, it was a lot. I think the crazy part as when we got to episode 15 and we started to wind down, and they're out in the park drinking beer, and Robbie left. I was like, "Fuck, they gotta come back tomorrow."
Mm-hmm. That's just a day.
That was
a day, bro.
Gotta come back tomorrow.
God. And the no leg guy was like, "I'm just gonna come back at like 2 a.m. or whatever the fuck he said."
Yeah.
Oh man, I love how they didn't even explain it. Anything that gave us a backstory of what happened with him. We know he was in the war, but sometimes these shows, you were mentioning earlier how sometimes they'll just over explain shit.
Yeah, I like how they stayed away from it.
Yeah.
I love how it was just about the emergency room and what they were doing in there.
Did we know he didn't have a leg? Did they
know?
Okay, because he was walking pretty well.
Yep.
He was running and everything.
I don't think he ran.
He did run. There was a part where he was
ran?
like, well, not like sprinting,
but he trot.
Yeah. Trot. Yeah. It was that old man kind of trot. But I was like, oh, he ain't got no leg. Damn. Okay.
Yeah.
He can move that little metal thing pretty well.
He had a slight limp when they were walking out of the hospital. So, but
did he?
Yeah, you wouldn't have noticed it if you didn't know that because I went back and watched it a second time, and I was like, "Oh, he does have a little little thing."
God, man.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot to ask, what you guys think about Robbie's breakdown?
That was amazing.
Was then the guy found him on the floor. Yeah, didn't even make it a big deal. Just like kind of gave him. That was so good.
And he said the little like, "Oh, this really wise guy said." This, and this. Mm-hmm. And yeah, that was really good.
It was good.
And then Robbie said something later to him, like, don't you tell nobody.
Right.
But no, that shit was good.
He was like, we need you. He was like, no, you don't. He was like, yeah, we do, or we're fucked.
Yes.
They did need him.
Yeah, they need him badly.
Those whole last 2 episodes when he was having that breakdown and couldn't focus. Because I forgot what he kept looking at.
It's just like he just kept staring off when he was in the OR.
The other room.
Because that's the same room where the mentor died.
And the girl
that he tried to save. Yeah.
The makeshift morgue was where his mentor died. Mm-hmm. So, and that's where the DNR dude, where he ended up dying. So it's like all of the death happened in that room that he kept. Yeah, he did keep staring at that room. I love the workup to the breakdown and the way you would see his flashbacks and the ringing in his ears and things. So when it had that much more impact because you knew it was coming. And it's like on top, like because you know it was coming and then you got all this trauma going on in the room with the shooting. Yeah, it was. And when they walked in and he was, it's just like, he's been saying he doesn't believe in God or he doesn't have a relationship with God. And then he walk in and he's praying with his Star of David and you find out he's Jewish. Yes, it means something to me. And so, yeah, I thought that was really impactful.
So good.
Yeah, because throughout 13 episodes, he would have like, you would see moments where he would get a chance to break, but he would have to get back into character mode, bro. Just every time because they needed him to be emotionally strong for everybody. And he just finally snapped. You know, and then for Jake to act like a little bitch, you know, like that.
Jake.
Yeah.
The little boy.
Like little
Drake.
Kid or whatever.
And then right after that, I got to go tell the girl's parents that like, dog, like, you don't understand what please, just sit here and grieve. Leave me alone.
Damn. Last couple of questions. What was your favorite character arc? If you had one.
I don't know that there were technically a lot of character arcs. I don't know that people started and ended totally different. And I think that's what was good about this.
So show. Santos kind of had the only real one.
Yeah,
okay.
I liked the what was her name? The daughter,
Javardi.
Yeah, from fainting in the beginning to to really coming into her own. That was probably my favorite.
Slow-mo's progression. I don't necessarily know if that's like a character arc because there wasn't really any change in who she was as much as she just kind of found her pocket.
Okay.
We ain't talked about sissy bitch ass.
Who's
sissy?
Oh, Franklin Mama.
Oh, yes.
Their interactions was great. He was like,
man, I didn't need her coming down there. Ooh, she was.
But it was so realistic. It's always some corporate shit, no matter where you work.
And he handled her so well too. Like, I ain't got time for this shit, man.
Oh, when he cussed their ass out, even that man, hey man, you need to go outside for a minute. But I love when my favorite scene with her was when she was like starting to give them the corporate bullshit. Hey man, you know we're a family, and they just like jumped her. And Rock
I like how he just left her.
Let him,
now you deal with that.
Yeah,
because he's like, the problem is that we're understaffed. Like that's the problem. It's not all of this other stuff. Like get us, we need people.
Yeah, yep. And she didn't want to do it. You know, it's kept going about performance scores, and you got to get your scores up because your scores are low.
Get scores up if I ain't got people.
Know, so, but it was. You think it's gonna hold up? It's probably one of the best dramas this year so far.
He come back in January. They ain't waiting no time. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it got renewed for a second season.
Season 2 is January, and it's gonna be on the 4th of July. Is the day in the emergency room. So you're gonna have stick with fireworks and all the other stuff to go on.
Oh, so people coming with blown off fingers. And we didn't talk about the girl that fell on the fork. That was probably one of my favorite ones.
She took that picture. She was like, I need to take a picture.
Funny. Oh my god, that shit was funny as hell.
I liked her too, as that doctor that came in with the shooting, and she was good.
I think about shit like that all the time when I'm carrying stuff.
Really?
You ever seen Final Destination?
Yeah.
That's why.
That new one looks actually good.
Yeah, they're all good. They're all fun.
They fell off a little bit.
Yeah, they're still fun for me. When they started doing too much CGI, I was like, that's kind of stupid. But they're all fun. But anytime I'm carrying anything that's sharp, I'm like, I'm going to trip and fall. And it's going to go through my eye.
You don't hold it like downward?
I sometimes will hold it out. But I'm always like, I'm going to step on something and trip, or my cat's going to run in front of me. But when they show her with the fork and stick out her nose, I was like, oh, shit. This show's so good, man.
Yeah, I had to rewind it. And Javarda hitting on, what's his name? Mateo. And then agreeing to be a babysitter by accident.
Oh, bless her heart.
Whole thing.
Did Mateo and the girl have something going on?
Okay. I don't know, but I don't think so.
I think they were just homies.
Yeah, because
the husband was
he was like, wait a minute,
he was jealous of him.
The hair.
When he gave him the drugs,
because he said he doesn't date people at work.
Yeah,
so it would have been weird for him to date her. I think that was just the husband.
I think he was cool. They were just friends.
Yeah,
he's gonna end up getting with Javardi.
Because I think he was the reason why he knew the kid was because he was babysitting the kid.
Okay, that's right.
And that's why Javardi kind of was like, "Oh yeah, I'm free." Whoops. All right, cool.
Thanks, girl.
My nephew.
The first 14 episodes averaged 10 million viewers, with the final, what's my note here? Haven't crossed 16. I think the first episode haven't crossed 16.2 million.
I didn't know it was that popular.
So it really is a hit.
Yeah.
I think it's one that really, it was word of mouth. It's how I'm here. It's how I ended up watching it. It's just really word of mouth.
Yeah.
People remember him from ER. I didn't watch ER. And but yeah, people remember it's Noah.
Yep.
And everybody just over time, people just kept talking about it.
Yes,
and it caught on.
Definitely will be in the conversation, like you said, with one of the dramas of the year.
Yeah, I hope it wins awards.
And very different from House, because
it's different from most hospital dramas to me because it literally just focuses on the medicine, the way they're doing it. It really is like an ode to first responders almost, because it's like the way they're doing it, even with the sum of the relationships between the staff, it's not dwelled upon. Even the stuff that we found out, like with what's her name being pregnant, the little crush with her and all that stuff. Like, it still doesn't go beyond what's happening in that ER.
Yeah,
where you have like all of the other stuff. It's like the story is more based around the personalities and the interactions between the staff versus just it's almost like the patients are secondary, where with this, the patients is the story.
Yep. The ER is like the main character versus all the other stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So now, I'm on board. I'm glad I watched it. I was hooked. So I'm here. Netflix has one called Pulse. Have you watched this?
I tried the first episode. It was coming off of watching.
It don't even compare.
You can't even get through it. It's like,
yikes!
You can't watch this shit. Dang.
Well, we're at the end. Any other thoughts you guys have to share? Any other industry that you think they can take a Bear now Pitt like approach to?
I didn't feel like this was like the Bear. I feel like it was like the Thanksgiving episode of the Bear, but not the entire Bear show to me.
I only get. Go ahead.
I just the intensity is what gave me the Bear vibes. Like when, for example, when they were in the kitchen and all the tickets printing off, and she got nerve like this. Felt like that as far as how they nailed it.
And it was also the extreme concentration on characters.
Yes.
Like the Bear does that brilliantly, and I think this show did that almost as well. Like this extreme focus on everybody is a very specific type of person. And yeah, just the intensity, like the way they're constantly moving. I would think that a hospital would be that busy. I would have never thought a restaurant would be that intense.
That's funny.
So
that's funny. I described when I was telling a girlfriend of mine to watch the show. And I was like, but you got to be ready because we waited tables together. And I was like, you remember how it used to be when we wait tables? And it's like, when you get a rush, you just don't stop. I was like, that's what this show feels like. So it's funny that you say that.
Another industry that could do it.
But yeah, I don't know.
I think a hospital and a kitchen is uniquely different from most other industries. And
car wash.
Shut up,
bruh.
You wouldn't watch that?
There's a whole movie about it. So I don't know.
Movies about it.
I'll be interested to. Well, if you guys are listening, leave us comments of another industry or whatever that you think would work with this. I never thought of a restaurant would work.
Either.
I didn't either. You're right.
So it might be something that we can't even think about that we never would. We can't see right now. So, but yeah, that is the Pitt.
You know what will work?
NASCAR.
A corner store. Like a highly trafficked
Deli
corner
Boys.
store. Similar, but like I used to work in a corner store and the shit that you would see on like just a daily basis was crazy. Like one lady, we wouldn't let her use a bathroom. She pissed in the aisle. Like this is in the hood.
That happens.
So
what?
Yeah.
You said that happened?
Yeah, I used to work at a health store.
Yeah, I used to work at a health food store. People did that.
I think a store would work, like some type of store, but just like in a high traffic area.
What actor would you get
Whole
to be
Foods.
the weekend?
Shit goes down at Whole Foods. I'm not even.
I'm setting you up, Spike. Don't answer the question. Don't answer the question. We gotta leave it right there.
I think Spike's onto something. I think some type of store where there's a lot of traffic. I think that could work.
Okay. All right. Well, there you have it. We'll leave it there, man. Let us know what you guys think about the Pitt. And we'll catch you guys next time. We out. Peace.
You made me think of this. I was at Torchy Taco in Midtown on Friday.